I've decided that opinions are really pointless to have. I mean, what does it matter? You know, if you believe one thing happened versus another, you have some version of reality, you know, like, what difference does it make? What difference does it make? As a great American once said. It's all just, you know, personality traits. Like, who you think killed Kennedy doesn't say anything about who killed Kennedy. It says everything about you. It says everything about the type of person you are, the type of books you've read or haven't read, your attitude towards power, blah, blah, blah. That's all these opinions we're spouting do, is they just give purpose and shape to your personality. So, we're all trapped like rats during this thing, either with a gun to our head to work or cooped up at the order of just mad, incompetent gods. Just the worst people. The worst people any society has ever produced, in charge, in complete and unchallenged. And that's just the fact of it. And that's not something that people can really handle. I can't handle it. And so we cultivate personalities in opposition to the dread fate that we fear coming around the bend. Politics is a big part of that. And that's a big reason that young people don't vote and poorer people don't vote. Is that voting and politics is higher up on that Maslow's hierarchy. It's the shit that you can worry about once your basic needs have been taken care of, which really suggests that it's not a vital field for, you know, human destiny, but rather an entertainment. I mean, and I'm not just talking about voting. I'm talking about politics as a thing to care about, as a thing to have opinions about. So I mean, that means including everybody who has never voted and would never vote, but who has spent hours and hours and hours and hours determining exactly what flavor of, like, non-revisionist Marxist-Leninist they are. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to call myself a Hoxhaist, but at the same time, I really appreciate Hoxha's understanding of the need for autarky. It's like, fuck you. That's as much of a fucking a bauble as somebody who's decided that they're gonna, like, single-handedly get Biden elected or whatever the fuck. So, opinions, man, they're like assholes. Everyone's got them. But I just want to grill. I think Biden winning will be very funny, and I honestly think it might be the funniest outcome. And that's why I'm worried it's going to happen, because I really don't know if I think that's the right thing to happen. But what my opinion is doesn't matter. Remember, we talked about this. What our opinions amount to are meaningless. Our actions are determined right now. You know, and we'll either act on our beliefs or we won't. And if we don't, then they weren't real. Just on the real, if we don't act on them now, then we didn't really have them. They weren't really beliefs. They were affectations. And we'll find out. Is a very, very heavy-handed metaphor for the American Republic that we're in and the empire that it's the center of. It's like, God, who is writing the season? It's way too hacky. Like, this is on the nose shit. There's no subtlety here. Because, like, to have that guy be the figurehead during a massive catastrophe, collapse, economic, social, health, the petrodollar collapse, guys. That's why we don't have inflation. That's why America, that's why MMT is true in America, is because of fucking oil. Because oil is priced in dollars, and that's what allows us to push off inflation. And that's it. That's why we have our absurdly huge and oversized share of the GDP of the world. That's why we have more consumption per capita than anybody in the world. Well, that's why all of our horrible, messy, hyper-marketized institutions are built in with so much built-in graft because of the need for profit that there's no functionality underneath them to get any efficiency whatsoever. But anyway, to put a visibly senile man in charge of that and then watch him just fail every day to live up to who he was the day before. That's an artistic level. Yeah, that's where we've transcended metaphor. It's like art doesn't exist anymore at that point. I think like art winks. Yeah, there's no more art. Art's gone. Bye-bye. Like our show's gone. All art is gone. Because art is reality. Because we've crafted it. Yeah. Damn. Makes you think. Put these numbskulls in charge with a mandate to never change anything in a substantial way. It's like, hey, you have to deal with this unprecedented social and economic crisis, but you can't do it in such a way that the thing you do makes a permanent change to any status or condition. That's an impossible ask. That cannot happen. So something's going to have to break here. There's either going to have to be some sort of like internal coup where the political faction of capital actually like takes over, either through military means or something, or the state essentially collapses, and we have like privatized fiefdoms. That's it. Those are the options. Yeah, the Supreme Court, it's like, come on. You know that nothing that's going to save or doom humanity is going to be decided in a court of law. Certainly not by 9 dumb fucks in the Supreme Court. If you go through those channels, it just won't happen. It's just going to be bye-bye. Bye-bye. The whole thing's going to shatter. It just doesn't... It's like any regime that doesn't have enough give in it. I mean, that's what defines a regime's long-term longevity. And we are incredibly brittle. We've created a situation where we've hollowed out all of our institutions from within in a way that I don't think they were meant to withstand this kind of longitudinal shock. What do I think of accelerationism? I'll tell you what I think of accelerationism. We all better fucking hope they're right. That's it. Whether it's morally correct posture, whether it's accurate, I don't know. But given the situation we're in right now, you better fucking hope that the accelerationists are right. No, we're not. It's not a gamble. It's not. We don't have any choice in the matter. We're accelerated. We have to acknowledge the reality. We don't get to make reality fit our theory of it. We don't create a theory. It's like, well, in my theory, then we're not accelerating, and I don't think we should accelerate. So, no, it's not accelerating. It's like, it doesn't matter what you think. It's happening. We're accelerated. The theory about like the point where crisis conditions come to the and people are forced to make a choice and certain delusions are exposed. That's now. That's now. We're all fucking absolute parasites. Well, it's pretty clear the parasitic nature of this whole economic arrangement. Like the people with the least social standing, the least control over their jobs, and the lowest pay are the people who actually need to be working. Like, how has that revelation not just destroy the foundations of everything we think about politics or fucking economics or justice? And that's why I fear that, like, they're going to open up again, and they're going to slowly but surely normalize these deaths and normalize this threat that having these jobs is. Like, well, that's part of the job. It becomes like, hey, you signed up for it. And then maybe they'll be a little better paid, like to incentivize. But considering how many people are out of work, they're not going to have to give much. They're going to have huge incentive to get people to do it, to risk their life, and then it's going to get normalized. And then we'll slowly just sort of accept a certain number of casualties and a certain degree of care and a certain triaging of care that allows us to function while still having these numbers overwhelm what should be the limits of the healthcare system. Because I don't really see an alternative for their point of view. If we're not giving up the markets, if we're not giving up capitalism, if we're not giving up profit, then we have to We have to change our definition of acceptable human losses. We just have to factor a new thing in. And the thing is, it's not the first time. Like, look what happened with cars showed up. Cars showed up and cars started killing people immediately. People got splattered all over the road. People had no idea what they were doing. They were murdering children. They were destroying whole neighborhoods. And what did we do? We invented the crime of jaywalking. Actually, no, you're wrong for stepping into the street that you could always have stepped in from time immemorial since the beginning of time. No, this newfangled device should come and be able to mow you over, and it's your fault. And we normalized the deaths around traffic. Traffic fatalities kill tens of thousands of people a year. It's a monstrously dangerous thing to do, to just let that happen. And we accept that because of how crucial automobiles became to the economy. And like the way that they interacted with our settler, geography of free real estate. Honestly, it could create some slack in the economy, and now we can buy out some industries. We can consolidate further, which is going to be a nice bonus of this. Is that none of these small businesses are going to be able to come back up afterwards. People who had money beforehand are going to have hoarded it, and they're going to be able to buy up everybody's stuff for pennies on the dollar. And so it's going to be like fucking Demolition Man. All restaurants will be Taco Bell. It'll be Amazon presents Taco Bell Prime.